A forgotten artifact lies in pieces on a planet far from Earth. Few know it exists except those who took it back and those whose ancestors created it. 4 young people are thrown into a race against emissaries of the gods to find its pieces. Mistrust, greed, and magic are tangled in an endless web. What will the fate be of the universe once it is found and reassembled? Get Scepter of the Gods, The Rod of Truth now on Amazon, and get wrapped up in the saga that will not let you go.
Good morning, and welcome to the Motivational Devotional, where we are merging motivation and spirituality to create a daily dose of confident positivity. I hope that this morning's podcast will help you to be more spiritually and positively motivated so that you can transform your day. This is a special episode in a series of podcasts based on Stephen Covey's book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. For several years now, I have gone back to the habits taught in this book to prepare for the coming year and home in closer and closer to my lifelong dream and my goals so that I could more effectively achieve my goals. Year after year, we hear people joking about setting New Year's resolutions and then abandoning them by February. Personally, I don't find that very funny. I hope that your resolutions are more important to you than to give them up after only a month or two. What if you were to set 1, 2, maybe 3 at the most resolutions or goals for 2024, and then at the end of 2024, find that you nailed each one of them? You can. I set 2 goals that to me were very large. As I talk about in the Motivational Devotional, I had to change and grow to become more than I was in order to achieve those goals. As I say this now, I have done that. I changed. I grew. I achieved. Starting with the November 27, 2023 podcast and running through the New Year's Eve podcast, this series offers 35 episodes of principles, inspiration, and motivation that I use toward fulfilling my own lifelong dream. I have audacious goals for 2024, but only 3, because more than that will water down your efforts. I will achieve mine by this time next year. You can do the same. And I hope you will pursue yours with relentless intent. If you find these helpful, please go to the Motivational Devotional Facebook page and let me know. For now, let's get on with it. What do you think of when you hear the word interest? I guess it depends on what you were thinking of right before that or what your mindset typically is focused on. If you are a scientific type or at least someone who ponders and reflects about things, you would probably hear that word as if it piques your interest and you find it interesting. If your mind is usually focused on money, though, you would probably first off think of interest in an account. In both cases, isn't interest something that can grow? Maybe most people think of interest as having to do with money, but we also think of interest as having to do with our interest in other people, activities, or things. How about this? Too. Since interest can be a financial tool to increase the value of money, what if we also used it as a way to increase the value of people, activities, or, going way out there on this one, relationships? Think about it this way. When you had your eye on a special someone and you thought they were just the most beautiful or handsome person on the planet, did you take interest in them? Or did you just notice them and then say, meh, whatever, and then think about something else? I kind of doubt that would be the case. I know for me, anytime, and I mean every time, I have taken a real interest in anyone or in any subject, my full attention is directed there. And here's another really cool similarity between these kinds of interest. When you devote your attention toward a person who has your interest, you invest time, energy, and emotion. The more we invest in other people, it works just like it does with money, because that investment of time, energy, and emotion gathers more interest, and the balance of the relationship grows. In fact, that balance will continue to grow even when we aren't working quite so hard at it. However, if we back off and stop making investments altogether, then we start making withdrawals like I talked about with the emotional bank account the other day. Applying interest on top of interest grows a relationship to a level of wealth. Wouldn't it be awesome to have personal, working, and family relationships develop to great richness like you might have with a huge investment? To do it, we have to apply interest and compound it daily. It doesn't compound on its own like money does in the bank. We are what compounds the interest. We apply interest by listening and understanding, and then applying our understanding to let others know how highly interested we are in them. It doesn't have to be creepy like with a work relationship where you let a coworker know you value them and what they do and they think you're wanting some kind of a romantic thing. No, that's not it at all. If you take interest in someone at work, it's because you realize they do have value there and you just simply let them know they are appreciated, and maybe you can find ways to help them with their work and ask at times if they can help with this or that, and you invest in a positive working relationship with that person. You can do the same thing with your kids' teachers at school and their coaches, with your neighbors, and all these connections where you would apply interest have their own levels of appropriateness where you would compound your interest more or less. If you want the greatest success in life, realize that the most important investments you can make are with the people at home, and that includes your pets. I recommend heavily investing there, especially with great interest in your significant other, and then also with your children, if there are any. Make your investments wisely in other people. Take interest and compound your interest daily, because in the midst of those relationships, you will surely know that all of creation is conspiring in your favor. Trust that the universe always has your back. Lao Tzu is quoted in the Tao Te Ching as having said, "The master has no possessions. The more he does for others, the happier he is. The more he gives to others, the wealthier he is." Thank you for taking the time to listen today. Please help keep this podcast going by following the Motivational Devotional Facebook page, following @Threefold-Way Radio on Twitter, and sharing the written format of today's message from motivational-devotional.com on your social media. I am deeply grateful for your support, and thank you for letting Motivational Devotional be part of your journey. Peace out. See you tomorrow. Motivational Devotional is a production of Threefold Way Radio, LLC.